John Joseph Xavier Cihon, and I'm coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And today, once again, we're talking to Meganne Stepka, who's the founder of 48 Hour Virtual Fest, and we're coming up on a year. So Meganne, thank you so much for coming here tonight. And tell us a little bit about what 48 Hour Virtual Fest is.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, John. And 48 Hour Virtual Music Fest is a monthly virtual gathering concert experience, just like a in-person festival, but it's all virtual. It's held on a Facebook event page the last weekend of each month. And you're right, it's been a year. So we've done this every month since March of 2020. The 48 hour part of it is no joke. We run for at least 48 hours straight every time we do these festivals. We include dancers, artists, lots of singer-songwriters and musical artists. We've had yoga classes, kind of like leading yoga and meditation sessions. We featured webinars now where folks discuss important topics. And it's been a way to survive and gather and have a sense of community during the pandemic.
And you're based out of Cleveland, and it's primarily acts from the Cleveland area, but speaking from personal experience, I'm in Pittsburgh, I'm not in Cleveland, although I do have family ties to Northeast Ohio, relatives there, and my son in college at the U of Akron. But I participated, and I'm not in Cleveland. I do obviously have affection for the area. So it's been great that it's been a focus. Just by way getting my plug in right now to get it out of the way, I'll be performing Friday night, Saturday morning, 12:30 a.m. this coming week. And I'm actually very excited. I've got yoga taking place before me. So you've got yoga at midnight Friday when it turns to Saturday. Then my band, Witch Baby, will be playing our brand of punk blues at 12:30 a.m. So we're excited about that. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your musical act and what you'll be bringing? And actually, you know what? Let's talk about that, and then let's talk about the idea that how you got the idea to do this festival and what it's meant to keep it going for over a year.
Awesome. Thanks, John. And yeah, definitely shout out to your act going on, like you said, at 12:30 a.m. That's Friday night, Saturday morning. The fest does kick off earlier than ever now. We usually, when we first started out, we were starting it at about 11:30 p.m. on Friday night and then running for 2 full days. We then started bringing acts in a little earlier on Friday, like 9 p.m. But now we've pulled it all the way back to 7 p.m. Friday with an open mic night. So just throwing that out there, we do an open mic hosted on Zoom and streamed right to Facebook and the event page from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Friday. And then the acts start coming on officially at 9 p.m. And just to shout out my performance time, I'll be playing right before that yoga set. So I play at 11:30 p.m. Friday. We've got that yoga at midnight, and then your Witch Baby at 12:30 a.m. When I perform solo on Friday night, it'll be solo, myself playing a singer-songwriter, sort of ethereal, lyrically driven songs. I'm only doing a half-hour set this time, so it'll be short and sweet, and I'll be picking some of my favorite songs to share during that set. And then my band, Meg and the Magnetosphere, we traditionally have wrapped up the entire festival with the last act of the weekend at 11 p.m. Sunday. As far as starting the festival and where it all began, it was March of 2020. The stay-home orders were given all around, not just Cleveland, Ohio, and the country, but the world. And a lot of people took to social media to find their conversations and community and connections. And the biggest thing was that people were on social media at all hours of the day and night, where normally they were on schedules, but because so many people were out of work or working less or working from home, I noticed a lot of heightened presence on Facebook, for instance, which is where we run the festival, of course, in the middle of the night when I keep those hours. But when I was, normally up at 2 or 3 a.m. scrolling on Facebook, I wasn't seeing all the presence that I started to see in March of 2020. So I hosted 2 open mics a week, and I played out probably at least twice a month, if not more, with my band. And all of that was put on hold. And that goes for every single musician and peer and friend and inspiration that I knew in the city, seeing everyone losing gigs and everyone out of work. So it just occurred to me that we could do this. We could put people together in one weekend and have this feeling of hanging out together. When people are live streaming, you can have a lot of interaction in the comments. So it's not just tuning in and watching a video, of somebody pre-recorded something, but you can actually interact with the performer and with the other people watching the videos. So it was definitely a way to just present a platform that would allow us to stay as best connected as we could when we were definitely staying apart from each other. And then the first one was such a success, and so many people were so happy doing it and enjoying the interactions and feeling the music, despite not being able to go out and see music. I knew I had to do a second one, and then a third one, and then a fourth one. And as we started to progress with the third and fourth ones, we started to take on themes, of the month. Like I think the first theme, it was early spring at that point. It was May and June. Kind of had some fun names for those event weekends. But then midsummer, we started to realize the potential for that many artists coming together, focusing on a social cause. So then we started to integrate social causes, awareness raising events. And then that progressed into partners, other organizations that also were not able to hold their annual fundraisers and events that would help them raise money. So we began talking with and being contacted by, as well as reaching out to organizations that we could help gather all our artists together to bring some awareness and raise funds for different organizations. So we've been doing that part of the fest for about half its lifetime. About 6 months in, we started doing the fundraisers. And I'll say, just to wrap that up, we have some awesome stats in reflection of this last year with those fundraisers. Like I said, we only did them about half the lifetime of this 1 year festival. We raised over $20,000 together. And as far as the entire year, we streamed about 700 hours of creative content. And that's it for now.
That seems like a good segue. I know we were going to have Amanda come on and talk about the charity this month and what we're raising funds for this month. So I'd like to welcome, is it Amanda Nix? Am I saying that right? I'd like to welcome you to the chat and take it away.
Hello, thanks for having me. I am Amanda Nix. Good job on that last name. It's not one people see often. But yes, I've been working with Meg on this project for, gosh, Meg, when did I get started with you? Was that 6 months ago? About the time we started doing charities, I think.
Actually, I think so. I think it was right around, the summertime.
Yeah. So, Meg was doing all this great stuff, and I'm an event planner at heart, especially arts and arts, music, and kind of creative events. So I said, hey, how can I help? And we've been going at it every night ever since. We work our hours in those small hours of the morning, and fortunately I'm on that schedule too, so it works out nicely. And so far, as Meg was saying, we've raised not only $20,000 for local organizations. We've also been allowing performers to take virtual tip jars and things like that. We don't even have the stats on that. We didn't start collecting that information early enough, but we are also helping performers raise their own funds. So, round that number up somewhere. I'm sure it's quite a bit larger. But this month, for the first time, we're raising funds for ourselves. We have been doing all of this out of pocket or for free or just kind of for our time, and partnering with these organizations and just creating a platform with whatever we had available to us. And now we finally are kind of in a position to build our infrastructure, to build our outreach, to build our marketing, and to really take everything to the next level. So for the first time ever, after a year of doing this, we are asking people to fill our coffers for once, so that we can, keep marketing, we can reach new people, we can create better resources and better platforms for the performers that have already been working for us. Offering this free Facebook platform gets people a lot of exposure, but we all know exposure doesn't pay the bills. So we're trying to find ways to monetize the festival to better help all of our performers, better help all of our partners, our charity partners, so they can reach more people and they can raise more funds for a lot of hyper local projects, but a lot of things that also have a much broader impact. So we are trying to build up our website. That's one of the things we absolutely want to do right now. It's hosted by a partner program, Listen CLE, but we want our own website so we can shine, so we can have full control over who from our festival gets to be put out there. We want to make sure we can do bios and link up all the Facebook pages, make a directory of our performers so that people can find someone to do a virtual event, or when live events come back, to hire somebody for a local live event, and try to create those resources and a centralized place for our performers. Again, while I said also to better help our partners. So we want to be able to advertise more, to bring more eyes to the festival, to raise more money for these other people through just a better structured network. And I think we've done a hell of a job with the resources that we've had. I know Meg's put in thousands of hours on this. I'm probably getting pretty close on that too. But we love it. And we want to see it continue to grow, continue to expand. And we are at this point, I think we've done all we can do without everybody else's help. So, throw a few dollars in the jar this month, not just for the performers, but for the festival as well. And speaking of performers that would like a couple dollars, I'm on Sunday at 8:30. I am fire spinning. I looked into it last night as I was a little curious how long I've actually been fire spinning, and it will be exactly 1 year on Sunday night. So it is not only the festival's anniversary, but it's my flame anniversary. So it's going to be a great show, a lot of big flame effects. I might have to cut the hair a little bit extra again, starting to get a little feathery, a little worried about it. But hopefully you won't see a catastrophic failure, and hopefully I won't go up in flames. I have yet to do that, but you should see a pretty good show. You can also hear me, my disembodied voice, at 8 o'clock on Saturday. My partner, Michael McFarland's performing, and I'm usually there in the control room for him. So I'll give a shout out for that. That's a partner thing that we're doing. So check those out. Dollars in my jar, dollars in our jar. Help us build this better.
Thank you. And now let's segue to Lynn Westfall. And Lynn, as well as Amanda, are going to be moderating. So tell us a little bit about what the moderators do. It's mostly behind the scenes, so it's important to keep the festival running, but the audience may not be thinking about them as much as they're thinking about the performers. So just tell us a little bit about that. And then Lynn, you'll be performing as well, so tell us about that. And I think we'll be close to wrapping up then.
Sure. Well, yeah, I started being a moderator after performing a couple months with the fest. I had actually followed Meg around a lot of her open mic nights, but I have a health condition that kept me at home a lot. So ironically, COVID was a little bit of an opportunity for me to perform more. So moderating the fest, making sure that the videos are posted in the event, and that we're tagging everything and properly linking everything, and just making sure that performers have like a support safety net if they don't know what's going on or if they have some kind of technical issue. Our moderator team keeps growing too. So now as moderation team manager, making sure that all the other moderators are also ramped up on all the things that we need to know to keep the fest moving, and also, take some of that performer feedback along the way as well. I am a singer-songwriter, and my performance act is Premium Bananas. So I will be performing Saturday midnight hour, Sunday AM. So kind of opposite you and Meg on the Sunday 12 AM performance. So hopefully everybody's able to tune in and support the 48-hour virtual music fest and get us, growing and glowing.
I think that about wraps it up. So I do want to thank all of you for taking the time to talk to me. And this will be posted very soon with relevant links and information. Is there anything else that anyone wants to add before we close it out?
I would love to say shout out to Lynn wearing our 48-hour Virtual Music Fest t-shirt. We just got t-shirts in this past week that they're actually in our hands, and we're able to send them out to anyone who would like to order a t-shirt. So the funds from purchasing t-shirts go into the same pot that our fundraiser is going this weekend. So it'll definitely help us continue everything that Amanda spoke on in terms of growing and glowing the fest, as Lynn so perfectly pointed out. But Lynn, thank you for wearing your t-shirt on this interview today, I wanted to say.
I want to throw in there
Yeah,
on the
you're
growing
welcome.
and glowing. I believe this t-shirt glows in the dark. Either glows in the dark or it is, yep, there you go, glows in the dark.
Yes. Wait,
So-
are we seeing Lynn?
Yay.
I couldn't remember if I got
Can
the
you
UV
see me
or the glow in the dark thing,
glowing?
but there it is.
It is
It's
too
awesome.
perfect. What do you mean? Do I like things that glow?
I'll be sure to throw a link up for the t-shirts as well. And I think that's it. So thank you so much, all of you. And I'll see you virtually soon. And hopefully one of these days I'll see you in person too, whenever that happens.